Today, you're going to explore basic fraction concepts while creating a fraction kit. In order to make this fraction kit, you're going to need 6 equal length strips of construction paper: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. You're only going to need your red, your orange, your green, and your purple today, though. Keep the other 2 for next time. You'll also need scissors and a pencil or marker. It's important that we stay consistent with which colors we use, so be sure to model your fraction strips after mine. We're going to start with the red strip. The red strip is going to represent our whole. So I'm going to write 1 whole in the center. So you can think of this as like the whole sandwich or the whole playground. The next color that you're going to need is orange. And orange is going to represent our halves. In order to be sure that we're precise and accurate, an easy way for you to do this is to fold the paper and line up the 2 edges. Once you're sure that they're lined up correctly, you can fold it together. Now when you open up, you'll see that you have 2 equal pieces. Once you do that, you can take your scissors and cut right down the middle. We're going to label these 2. What do you think we'll label these ones as? If you said 1/2, you are correct. 1/2. Okay, let's move on to the next one. For the next one, you're going to need your green strip. Your green strip is used for fourths. In order to make a fourth, you're going to fold your strip in half like we did for the orange one. And then you're going to open it up. Now we have 2 halves, but we need fourths. So we need 4 equal pieces. So you take 1/2 and you fold it in to the midpoint, and then you fold the other one into the midpoint. And then when you open it up, you should see that you have 4 equal pieces. If they look equal to you, you can cut them. I'm curious, what do you think we'll label our 4 equal pieces? Well, if you said 1/4 or 1/4, you are correct. Go ahead and label your pieces. I forgot to mention, but as always, you can pause this video and take your time to do this. Finally, we're going to move on to our purple strip. And our purple strip is going to be for 8ths. Now, in order to create 8 equal pieces, we're going to fold in half, like we've been doing. And then we're going to fold each half in half. And then now we have fourths. And then finally, we're going to fold each fourth in half. So there's a half. And what I do is I end up just kind of folding it into each other. It's a little bit easier to work with that way, but do whatever way works easier for you. And you'll know you've done it right if when you open it up, you have 8 equal pieces. If you have 8 equal pieces, you can go ahead and cut them right now. Here are my 8 equal pieces. What do you think we'll label these? You got it, 1/8. Go ahead and label the rest of these. All right, before you get started on a different task today, I want to ask you some questions about your fraction kit. What do you notice about the size of your pieces? Feel free to pick them up and move them on top of other pieces. How many 1/8 does it take to make one whole? There's one, there's two. How many of these am I going to need to create one whole? Eight of them. 8 1/8 create a whole. What do you notice about halves and fourths? What are the relationship between these two? How many fourths does it take to make a half? And then how many eighths does it take to make a half? Wow, it takes 4/8 to make a half, and it takes 2/4 to make a half. After you're done exploring your fraction kit, move on to this recording sheet. It says to draw your fraction kit here. It wants you to draw your whole. Is there anything you need to change for that whole? How many parts is it? What is each part called? Let's move on to our halves. What would this bar look like in order to represent that? Well, we know we're going to have to cut it into 1/2 like we did with our scissors. How many parts total? Well, there are 2 parts. And then what is each part called? 1/2. Continue on with this worksheet. Be sure to answer which unit fraction is the smallest and which unit fraction is the largest. And then I want you to include here everything else you notice about using your fraction kit. Here's a reference about what your fraction kit product will look like. Make sure yours matches this, especially the colors and the size. What other fractions could you build using the fraction 1/4? Be sure to use your notebook to justify your answer. Also, hang on to your fraction kit. It might be a good idea to even put it in a baggie and save it, because you're going to use it throughout this whole unit. Good luck!